Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Wreaths and Things. Alright, last episode, I know, I feel the exact same way as all of you out there. But we got through 7 days, 7 wreaths celebrating Easter, plus that bonus episode, which is today. It is episode number 8 of my Wreathster Week series, and we're gonna get started, and I'll show you what I made. As usual, I'm going to be using a 14-inch round wire wreath frame, and I found this 9.5-inch wide multicolored deco mesh. I have 2 rolls of that, along with a roll of pink and a roll of lavender. And this 2.5-inch wired ribbon, it comes in various colors. I have 4 colors, solid, and then this checkered one as well that I'm going to use. And look, another bunny butt with ears. That bunny butt is a theme this Easter for me for sure. Along with some pipe cleaners and some decorative carrots. These colorful eggs, these are chalk eggs. They're nice, they're beautiful. I love these. And of course, I'm going to be using my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. I am starting off cutting up my deco mesh. I'm going to be using 10-inch cuts today. So I am cutting all of my deco mesh in 10-inch strips. I am layering the pink and the lavender and cutting them at the same time. Again, that's at 10 inches, so I'm cutting those at the 10-inch mark. I'm going to double up on the multicolor deco mesh and again cut at that 10-inch mark, creating bundles for our deco mesh curly wreath. I'm going to be making 30 bundles in total. Each bundle has 3 pieces of deco mesh, so that's 90 pieces at 10 inches. Now, my multicolored one is 45 pieces, lavender is 23, the pink is 22, and the total mesh you need is about 25 yards. So again, I am making a lot of bundles today. Those bundles are going onto our going onto our wreath frame. So there's a little bit of cutting. Once we have everything cut, I'm using half of a pipe cleaner to create our bundle. And each bundle, like I said previously, I have 3 pieces of deco mesh. So I'm taking 1 multicolor, 1 lavender, and 1 pink deco mesh. So again, 3 pieces of deco mesh cut at 10 inches and 1 pipe cleaner cut in half to create 1 bundle. And this is the curly method. So I'm going to use the natural curve of the deco mesh facing up. The cut portions are at the top and the bottom, and the factory edges are on the left and the right hand side. And all you're going to do is curl that up into a nice tube shape, following the natural curl. Then we're just going to go right in the middle and squish it together. I like to hold it right in between my 2 fingers, but if you don't want to do that, you can always use a clothespin, a large paper clip. You can just put that on there, put it right to the side, and then grab your second piece of deco mesh. Again, with the curl facing up, the cut edges at the top and the bottom, and then you just make that tube, squish it together, and you can put it through your fingers. You can put it into your clothespin if you want. I prefer my fingers, so I'm going to work that way. But if you don't want to use your fingers, you can totally use that clothespin, or like I said, a really large paper clip as well. Once you get all rolls, there's 3 of them there, into your fingers. You're going to take that pipe cleaner. I usually like to bend mine in half at the middle. Slide that along the palm of your hand, transferring the deco mesh to your right hand and the pipe cleaners in your left. Then you can give it a couple of really good twists. Make sure it's all nice and secure, and our first bundle is all made. So again, we're using 3 pieces of deco mesh. You're going to curl your deco mesh into a tube shape, place it in between your fingers or your clothespin. Second piece going in, and now the final piece is going in. And then you take that pipe cleaner, slide it along your fingers, and twist it, creating our beautiful little bundle. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create the rest of my bundles here. Again, I'm creating 30 bundles in total of 3 pieces of deco mesh within each bundle. These are the colors I chose. You can choose whatever colors you want, But now we have our bundles ready, and I'm going to be using those 2 inside wires, and within each section there's going to be 5 bundles. So that's using that inside 2 wires with our bundles. First, let's put that frame face side down, and then I'm going to get my first bundle, and I'm going to open up my pipe cleaners a little bit, and I'm going to place them such that those 2 inner wires are in between that pipe cleaner. And then all you do is you give it a couple of really good twists, make sure it's nice and secure in there, and we've attached our first bundle. I'm going to continue with the same method, opening up my stems, placing it right in between, making sure that those 2 wires are in between those 2 stems of the pipe cleaner, and then you're just going to twist, twist, twist till your heart's content. Now here I'm adding all 5 of my bundles within my section, making sure it's nice and even, flip it over, and look at this already. I mean, this is just one section. Look how full, look how vibrant it is. I mean, does that not just scream Easter? I think it does. So I'm going to continue on adding those bundles onto my wreath frame and putting my last ones in here. We are almost finished. Cutting off those excess. I usually put a little hot glue down on the pipe cleaner. Totally optional if you don't want to. I like to do it. And then of course, once it's dry, we flip it over, and that's my favorite part. I love seeing the finished product. And look at this, our beautiful curly loop base deco mesh, and you can decorate it any way you want. That is the beauty part of making wreaths. Today I'm going to show you a couple of different ways, but first I'm going to make our bow. So with my first ribbon, I'm I'm squishing our fabric and ribbon at the 12-inch mark, placing it in between my fingers. Then I'm going to line it with the 0 again and come at the 12 and do the same thing. This time I'm going to create a little loop, bringing it right back to my left hand, so I have a loop and a tail. We're going to give it a little twist to make sure that good side is facing up, and I'm going to do that 12-inch mark again, and that's creating another loop. So I'm going to create 3 loops at the 12-inch mark, which is going to create 6-inch loops. And then we're going to have 2 tails, so this is our final tail at 12 inches. I'm going to grab my scissors and cut at that 12-inch mark. Now I'm going to take a full-size pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to wrap it around the center where I was holding that ribbon, give it a couple of good twists, make sure it's nice and secure, and of course we have those 3 big beautiful loops so far, along with our tails, and I'm just going to finish tails off by dovetailing them, just cutting them on an angle. Our second ribbon now, I'm going to be doing the exact same method, but this time I'm going to go at 11 inches. So I'm creating an 11-inch tail. I'm creating 11-inch loops, which is 5.5-inch loops, really. And then I'm cutting at the 11-inch mark, adding that twist tie on here, twisting it around, and then I'm going to dovetail those ends. And we're going to keep adding on ribbons and reducing our length of ribbon. This time we're going at the 10-inch mark. So we started at 12, we did an 11, now we're on 10-inch, and this is the multicolor ribbon that I'm using here. And it's the exact same pattern that we're using all throughout for this bow. I'm just adding different layers, different colors. Here is the lavender at the 9-inch mark, which is creating 4.5-inch loops, and again another 9-inch tail, cutting it there, adding that pipe cleaner on, and then we're going to finish off those tails by cutting on an angle to create the dovetails. This is our last one at 8 inches. And again, I'm following the same method as I made the first one at 12 inches. I'm just reducing each layer by 1 inch, and then I'm cutting off the tails, attaching those pipe cleaners, and making those finished edges with my scissors. So here we have all of our layers, starting with the largest one, and then that's just the blue color, solid blue color. I still have those long pipe cleaners on there, and then all I do to attach our second layer is just wrap the pipe cleaner around the back, twist it a couple times, cut off the excess, and then flip it over again. And then you can see our first attachment. I'm just going to lay it flat, and I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit, make sure it's laying the way I want it to lay. And then I'm just going to continue on adding my layers as I go. So I'm starting with the largest and working down to the smallest. So here is my 9-inch one that we created, twisting it around the back, and then our final attachment is that beautiful pink ribbon. Now this ribbon was amazing to work with. I loved it. It's got like a little frilly edges on it, so I thought that was a great detail. But here we go. All of our layers are attached, and now it is time to fluff our bows. We all know I love it. You all comment about it, and then I know some of you out there love fluffing bows just as much as I do. But here is our final result of our bow ready for our wreath. We're going to bring our wreath back, and today's focal point is our bunny butt. So this bunny butt, I apologize greatly. I do not know where I got this. I know I got it online. I can't remember if it was Amazon or AliExpress, but it comes with little strings to attach it. So all I'm doing is I'm placing that bunny butt right in the center, feeding the strings through, and then I'm just going to tie at the back and then cut off that excess. Now with the ears, what I decided to do was to take off those strings. I actually preferred to use the hot glue for this. I wanted it a little bit more secure than just the strings. So I cut the strings off, placed my glue gun on there. I actually placed the hot glue on the ears, not the glue gun. And then boom, here we go. We have our little bunny butt with the ears. Now I'm going to attach our bow using the same method, just feeding that large pipe cleaner that we originally put on there through the back, twisting it, and I'm just going to play around and again fluff up my bow. And I want to make sure those tails don't cover up that bunny butt because I really want everybody to see that little tail and those carrots. And here is the finished product with our little bow, I should say our huge bow, and our little bunny butt. Now here you can totally stop if you want. You don't have to add any more embellishments on there. Let the deco mesh speak for itself. It's one option you can choose just to let the deco mesh speak for itself, or you can do another option like I'm doing here, where you can add more ribbon all around the deco mesh. This ribbon I cut into 14-inch strips. I dovetailed the ends of them, and each little bundle has 3 14-inch strips of ribbon connected or put together. And then all I'm doing is I'm feeding that pipe cleaner right through the back, and then I'm going to grab those carrots and I'm going to place those carrots and hot glue them just around a little bit. But of course, you know, I have to fluff up the bow first. But here you go. Here is another option where it has full amounts of ribbon all over the place. The deco mesh is hidden a little bit more so you don't see it. And then of course the pop of those orange with the carrots breaks up those pastel colors a little bit. But our focal point is still there with our bunny butt, with its ears. We just have a little bit more embellishment on there with those added ribbon bundles, those added carrots. Just another idea of how you can finish a base deco mesh wreath. And here's another option as well. If you didn't want to use the ribbon, but you wanted to add a little bit more to the deco mesh, you can add some colorful eggs. And again, you can add those carrots as well. So we have 3 different ways you can finish this beautiful loop, curly loop, however you want to call it, base deco mesh wreath for Easter. You can add the ribbon, you can add the eggs, you can add the carrots, or you don't have to add anything at all. It's up to you. We are done with our Wreathster week, and don't forget, there is a playlist right down below featuring all the other episodes. Thank you so much to everyone out there who has watched all of these videos for my Wreathster week 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.